Lisa Michaels Show. It is usually on every month live, and tonight it's live on October 18th between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night. So if you're watching it tonight, you can give us a call and ask a question of one of our debate participants. We have this debate. This is the only debate that you will see for the Attorney General Office of Oregon, because the Democrat candidate, the interim Attorney General, Ellen Rosenblum, has dictated that she will not be in the same room the Republican nominee, the brilliant James Buchal. And we also have a wonderful candidate from the Progressive Party. This was Chris Henry, and Chris Henry will be telling us why he ran for office for the Attorney General, and James will tell you why he's running for Attorney General of Oregon and what they think they can bring to the table and why they think they should be elected to be the Attorney General of Oregon and replace the interim Attorney General, Ellen Rosenblum, who is represented tonight by the empty chair. So I'm the moderator, I'm the host, my name's Lisa Michaels, so let's get right down to it. Let's start out, ready to come out fighting, verbally fighting, of course. So it should be a lot of fun, and they're going to start out with a few minutes or 2 minutes thereabouts, little introduction of why you're running and introduce yourself to the folks.
Okay. I'm running for Attorney General because I'm very upset with the rule of law. I think we have lost the rule of law. We've lost the ability to hold the government accountable. We have a situation in Oregon where over and over again we see immense debacles in public policy and no one's held accountable. I think that's because we've had a culture too long with people who come from inside the government, and they see the government as the answer to everything, and they see protecting the government from when it screws up as their important job. I like to say that my role as Attorney General is to do justice for the people and not to just win cases for agencies. And so I've spent my life litigating against the government. I've had many unfortunate experiences in that regard, like last Monday when we tried to get them to enforce a statute that said they should destroy the blank ballots immediately after 8 p.m. on election night. And they said they didn't know what the statute meant, so we had to keep this stash of blank ballots. And I go through experiences in the courts like this, and I begin to think that it's time that we bring a new culture to the Attorney General's office that's about implementing the will of the people and not just about protecting government misconduct.
Now, let's hear from Chris Henry, the Progressive Party nominee for Attorney General.
Well, Lisa, basically I've entered the race because I'm looking to bring more transparency to government. Part of that transparency would be to bring about campaign finance reform. We already have finance reform that was passed in 2006 under Measure 47, and it hasn't been enforced, hasn't been implemented, and I was one of the petitioners on that campaign, and I believe that the people should see elected officials campaigning under these statutes. I ran twice against David Wu, and now I'm running for a statewide office as Attorney General.
What is it that you think is the seminal issue in Oregon, facing Oregon, to return us to the prosperous, wonderful state it once was? Go ahead. I think we should start with Chris.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Well, basically, the economy is the big question right here. A lot of people are out of work. People are losing their homes. There's a lot of there's a lot going on where we don't have government under control, to where what we need is we need to focus our resources so that government is working better. It's working for the people, and more people are seeing basically things come under control in their households, and that's not happening. Government needs to work for the people, and not necessarily corporations, which is, in my belief, where what government is working for.
James, what do you think?
Well, I have to agree that the major issue facing the economy, major issue facing Oregon now is the economy. And we have a government that is out there essentially kicking business in the knees and beating them about the face and head. every time they try and do anything. And so the most important thing that I can do as Attorney General is to begin in these cases where the agencies are beating people about the face and head, to look at the laws that they're using and say, you know, is that really what the legislature intended? Because the biggest thing that the Attorney General does is give advice to agencies. He can give advice to legislators too, but they're the ones who pass the laws, and then they wind up on the Attorney General's plate, and he can only sort of interpret them for the agencies. So I would push very hard on that. I also have a very keen interest in pushing back on the federal government, because the federal government owns 53% of Oregon, and they are not generating any economic value with that whatsoever for the most part. Instead, they are incinerating it. They have incinerated $10 billion worth of Oregon income in the past few years. And I would like to lead an effort with the legislators to begin to challenge federal power by asserting the sovereign rights of the state of Oregon to protect the health and welfare of its people by requiring there to be timber cutting and management when there's these dangerous fuel loads that are causing forest fires and choking smoke and burning up people's houses and ranches.